Welcome to the latest edition of our Seafood News Weekly Roundup show, brought to you by Urner Barry's new compliance guide for selling seafood in the United States. I'm Urner Barry and SeafoodNews.com editor Michael Ramsing, and we are back from the Seafood Expo North America in Boston. Urner Barry thanks all of you who stopped by our booth. It was a very busy show for everyone, and we really appreciated the time for you to visit us. We'll recap some of the major news to come out of the Seafood Expo at the end of the program. But first, there was plenty going on in the industry outside of Boston, and we begin our headline news in Alaska, where the state's salmon production could double from last year's historically poor 2016 season. A report from the Alaska Department of Fish and Game forecasts the salmon haul to exceed 200 million fish. The expectation is for pink salmon to rebound from last year's 39 million fish catch, which was the lowest pink salmon haul out of Alaska since 1977. In other news, a widespread outbreak of norovirus in British Colombia has forced the closure of 7 coastal oyster farms in the province. The outbreak has sickened hundreds of consumers in British Columbia, Alberta, and Ontario. The cause of the norovirus has yet to be determined, and government officials and scientists are examining a range of possibilities, including a sewage leak or perhaps an unusually cold winter that also meant less sunlight, which affected the oyster's ability to filter toxins. More than 8,000 pounds of scallops stolen from Sea Trade International were sold to several markets in Massachusetts last December, according to court documents. New Bedford police began investigating the disappearance of the scallops from Continental Cold Storage in February. A warrant was issued for the arrest of 2 individuals who attempted to sell the scallops to a number of markets. In other scallop news, federal officials closed commercial fishing in the northern part of the Gulf of Maine 2 months ahead of last season. A spokesperson confirmed the closure was issued because vessels permitted specifically to drag for scallops in the Gulf reached their annual limit. The season opened on March 1st. Remember, you can head over to the Seafood tab in Comtel to get premium seafood news content in addition to market quotations and analysis. As for today's top story, we have several major announcements from the Seafood Expo North America, which was held from March 19th through the 21st at the Boston Convention and Exhibition Center. It was the biggest show ever in terms of booth space, with the entire hall sold out to exhibitors. But before the show even started, a group of 45 conservation organizations called for U.S. consumers to boycott buying Mexicans caught shrimp in an effort to save the endangered vaquita porpoise. The campaign planned to target seafood distributors and retailers, but the boycott was hastily arranged since it ignored all the efforts that are being made to prevent illegal fish harvesting in the Gulf of California. Finally, Michael Torquisis, the founder and CEO of East Coast Seafoods, announced his intent to step down from his role as part of a transition plan that has been in the works for several years. Torquisis spent 35 years building East Coast's $400 million operation into the largest distributor of live and frozen North American lobsters in the country. Most recently, the company purchased major scallop producer Sea Trade International, just one of several mergers and acquisitions East Coast has made under Torquis's leadership. Chris Mays was introduced as the company's new CEO during the Seafood Expo, who said he was honored to join the team. Mays is expected to take over in April. Comtel and Seafood News subscribers were sent a full recap of all of our stories from the Seafood Expo. Users can also search the Boston 2017 story tag to read up on all of the industry action from Boston. And that's it for today's program, which was brought to you today by Urner Barry's compliance guide for selling seafood in the United States. We teamed up with Scott Zimmerman, the founder and CEO of Safe Quality Seafood Associates, to bring the industry an essential guide designed to educate industry professionals about critical federal regulations that directly impact the importation and sale of seafood in the U.S. market. Keep compliant today and get your copy by calling us at 732-240-5330 or visit shop.urnerbarry.com. As always, you can tell us how we're doing on Twitter by tweeting at us at SeafoodComNews and at UB Seafood. And you can like Urner Barry and Seafood News on Facebook to learn more about what we're up to. For Urner Barry and Seafood News, I'm Michael Ramsing. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and you all should take a well-deserved break. We'll be back here at more Seafood News next week.